Welcome to all. In this particular video we will see how exactly we can run some Java programs. So I am taking this example with respect to mobile phones or smartphones. I am not using the system now because most of you are using smartphones. Okay, so it is better for you if you know how to execute some programs or Java programs using your smartphone itself. So if you have the system, it is well and good, but if you don't have the system, if you don't have the resources, at least using smartphones you can execute some programs and you can try out more examples. Okay, so you have to do this much. So search for Java online compiler. Okay, so search for Java online compiler. Okay, when you search like this, so you are going to get some options. So it is better to go for tutorialspoint.com. So this is somewhat easier for you, and it gives the a better interface for you to execute the programs if you're using phones. Okay, smartphones, and it is very convenient for me to use this for this video also. That is the reason why I am selecting this tutorialspoint.com online compiler. Okay, so it is a ready-made code. It is already available here. So there is a class called hello world. So by default the file name also would be hello world.java itself, because as I said in the initial stages only, whenever you are using some classes which contains the main program, the same class name should be the file name. It should be same. Okay, now you have public, you have static void, there is a main method. Inside the main method you have one print statement, system.out.println hello world. So output will be hello world. Now how to execute? So you have some options at the top. So execute, so you have to press that execute. Once you press that execute option, directly you are going to see the result output in the result tab. Okay, so let me press this. So it will take some time to get the output. So it is better for you once you understand this concept and you can try out your own programs. Fine, so you can see the output as hello world. Can you see in the last line? You can see the word output as hello world, and you can see the file name as well, hello world.java. So Java C is a compiler. I already explained in the second or third video. So Java C is a compiler for Java, and using that command you can actually run any Java programs. Fine, so if you want you can test let me minimize this. Yeah, you can test some other strings also based on your wish. Say hello, say for example hello Sri. Fine, so when you go for execution, the output will be changed to hello Sri. Fine, so that is the, so can you see this is the output. The output is hello Sri. So you can print anything using system.out.println statement. Okay, now let us try some basic data types. So I will show you how exactly you can go for use the basic data type. Say for example int a. Fine, now let us go for char b. Just for example, you can take any variables. I'm not denying this. Okay, you can go for anything. Okay, string, say for example string s, string s. Fine, now see, you have to see one thing. So whenever I write string, the color did not get changed to the rest of the color, like orange color. It is not a keyword, isn't it? Why? So I already said string, you have to follow the actual word or actual predefined keyword. Okay, so in the predefined keyword, whenever you use a string data type, yes has to be capital. Okay, it is a case sensitive one. Java is a case sensitive language. You should understand this. Don't get confused whenever you write a program. If something is not working out, you have to try to change the actual method. Okay, that is the one thing I wanted to say. Next you can go for say byte. So you can go for byte, say for example byte g. Fine, just one name, you can give any name. Okay, next you can go for float f. Fine, now next thing, let us assign some values to those variables. Say for example a equal to say 8. Fine, now b equal to say in the within the single quote you can put, because you are writing some characters, isn't it? Say for example capital G. Okay, just your wish, you can go for anything, fine. Now in the string variable you can store some in the double quotes. Here in the double quotes you can store something like hi I am Shri, just something like this, fine. Now in the byte field you can go for something like say some values 6, your wish, you can go for anything. Now in the float f, say for example you are storing 8.9, just an example, fine. Now once it is done you can go for system.out.println, and make sure that you follow the same syntax, don't make any spelling mistakes or case sensitivity issues, don't bring out that case sensitivity issues, fine. So you have to follow the same concept. So a, now if you want to print all the variables using only one statement, means what you have to do, so you have to go for plus symbol, isn't it? That concatenation, I said by default whatever you put inside that system.out.println, by default Java consider it as a string. Okay, now plus symbol you use for string concatenation, isn't it, for binding the rest of the data. So if you want to display multiple data, it is better you go for plus symbol, fine. Now a plus say b plus say yes plus next g plus f, fine. You are fine with the things. So a b s g, a b s g f. Okay, now what will be the output? So output has to be 8 G, hi I am Shri, 6 and 8.9, isn't it? So let us execute and see what is the thing, what is the output we are going to get. Okay, there is an error, so you have to, so if you get any error, don't get tensed, you just see what is what exactly the error is. So error is incompatible types, possible lossy conversion from double to float. So the issue is with respect to f equal to 8.9. so there is some issues with respect to 8.9. so here in the error field it is saying that there is an incompatibility with respect to data types. So what you have to do, if that is the case, so they are saying there is a problem with respect to double to float, conversion from double to float. So if that is the case, so let us do one thing. Let us let me minimize this. Yes, let us do one thing. So let us forcefully convert this 8.9 to float. How to forcefully convert? So typecasting, isn't it? I have already explained that casting the type within one of the slide. You can go back and you can check. So how to typecast the variable? So something like this. So what you are doing here, you are forcefully saying to the program that 8.9 must be of type float, even though you have declared the variable f with with the data type float. Still, whenever you are assigning some values, if you get any such kind of conversion errors, then you can forcefully typecast the value. Okay, so let us try this. Let us see whether it is going to work or not. Let us see here. Okay, so after pressing the execute, you have to get the output. So you have to get the all the output. Yes, you can see the output there. So what is the output? So you are getting 7 and 9, hi I am Shri, and 6 and 8.9. Now can anyone say why I got 9 over there? What is that? 7 and 9, it has to be G, isn't it? So let us do one thing. So let us change to say some small letters. Let us try whether it is going to work or not. I will say why you got that value. Now let us check with this. So we are getting 124. Now we are getting the value as 124 because so B, it is considering it as it has taken the ASCII value of T over there, and the ASCII value of T plus 8, because A plus B, we have done A plus B in system.out.println. So to eradicate this issue, what you have to do, you have to go for, let me minimize this, it is disturbing me. Okay, you have to go for one space, and now shall we try? Let us try now what we are going to get the output once we go give this space. So it is not working. If even though we give this space, it is not working. If that is the case, we can do one thing. We can go for manual spaces. And before giving that manual space, I just wanted to say one thing. So why it is coming in, all the outputs are coming in the same line? Because you did not give any space over there, isn't it? You did not go for any new line concept or space concept. So let me give new line or space. So I can go for new line. Let me minimize again. Yeah. How to give this space? You have to go for I just want to give a new line over here. Okay, so it is /n, isn't it? So now once you give /n, again you have to go for plus, because everything is a string, isn't it? So if you don't go for string concatenation method, you are not going to get the value. It has to be a plus in the double quote new line, again plus b, again you can go for plus double quote and /n. So you can go for /n. Before going for s, you have to go for plus. Otherwise you are not going to get the output. If you want, you can try, you can check. You are not going to get the correct output if you are not following the exact syntax. Fine. So again, double quotes plus, in between the double quote /new line. Okay, so something like this you have to go for. Fine. Now plus, in between the double quote you have to go for new line. Now shall we try the output? Now let us see how it is going to work, whether we are going to get the correct output or not. See, can you see? You are going to get the exact output when you go for new line concept. Now a plus b, in between a plus b you have new line. There is a separate character, isn't it? Even new line has got that carriage return, or new line has got its own ASCII number. Okay, it is not going to consider it as a ASCII value, and it is not going to add up the data. You are going to print 8 separately, T separate, hi I am Shri separate, 6 separate, and 8.9 separately. Now you can check. Let me minimize. Okay, where it is? Yes. Now you can go for capital G also. You can go for any character. It is going to give the exact characters whenever you go like this. Now it will take some time for the execution. It is not that speed whenever we compare with our actual computers. Fine. So can you see the output? Hello Shri 8, in the next line G, in the next line hi I am Shri, in the next line 6, and in the next line 8.9. Did you understand? So this is how you can run your own programs. Now before going for the next, I just wanted to give one small example for loops. So loops are for iteration, isn't it? So I already said that loops are for iteration. Let us go for, say for example, int, say I equal to 0. I have declared one variable called I. Now I lesser than, say for example, a. What is the value of a? A is 8. In the above already we have initialized the value 8 to a. Now let me put the semicolon. I can go for increment. Fine. Now as I am using only one line, I don't need the opening flower bracket. If you have multiple lines after the for loop or any loops, you need flower brackets. If you are using only one statement, one line of code, you don't need the you can eradicate that flower bracket concept. Okay, system dot out dot, don't make any mistake with respect to spellings, print ln, system dot out dot print ln open bracket, and you are not using any double quotes, you just putting I, because if you use double quote, the same I will be printed on the monitor, in the output screen. If you are not putting in the double quote, you are going to give the you are going to give the values in the output screen. Can you see? It is something like for int I equal to 0 semicolon I lesser than a semicolon I plus plus. Fine. Now in the system.out.println, what you are going to do? You are going to print the all the values starting from 0 to 7, not 8, because I is lesser than a. That means 7 is lesser than a. it is condition is true. 8 lesser than a, it is not true, condition get false and it is coming out of the loop. It is something like that. Okay, now let us execute this program. Let us see how exactly it is going to work and what is the output you are going to get once you run this particular loop. Fine. So let me maximize this screen, where it is. Yes, so can you see the output? You can see it is like 0 1 2 3 after 8.9. Can you see 0 1 2 3 up to 7? So for loop is working properly, isn't it? Let me minimize. Yeah, for loop is working properly. Now let us do one thing. Let us go for while loop. Okay, let me show you how exactly you can run the while loop. See, I lesser than, say again the same condition. You are not using any the multiple statements. If that is the case, system dot out dot print ln okay, open bracket and I. Now how many of you are saying this program is correct? How many of you are saying this program will give the exact output or correct output? You can think I am saying I am not going to get the correct output, I am going to get the error if I execute this program. See, why I got the error? Can anyone say why I got the error? Just looking at the code, can anyone say why I got the error? I did not get the output. See, output should have been like 0 to 7, again 0 to 7. Isn't it? For loop, both the loops are same, isn't it? For loop also same output, while loop also same output, because conditions are same. But we are using separate loops, that's it. Why I got the output error for while loop? Because where did I actually declared I variable? It is inside for loop, isn't it? What about the scope concept, scope of variable? Once you are coming out of that, it is a local scope and it is available. I is available only for that for loop, not for outside, isn't it? That is the reason why while running the while loop, I got the error. Fine. So to come out of this issue, what we have to do, it is better if you declare this int I here. Instead of going inside the for loop, let us declare here. Fine. Now how many of you say we are going to get the output properly? I am not pretty sure that I am going to get the output now also, because now did I declare any initialize any value for I has a garbage value, because I did not initialize the value before while loop, isn't it? So it is better if you go for manual initialization. You have to go for initialization, or if you have to initialize I with the, say something 0, any number is fine, but I am going to use I equal to 0. Now okay, it is fine. Now whether we are going to get the output properly? No, we are not going to get the output properly, because once we run while loop, 0 lesser than 8, it will check the condition, it is fine, it's okay. Now it will run 0, I is 0. Next, did I anywhere did I use any incrementing operator over there? I did not increment the value of I, so it will go for infinite loop, isn't it? It will infinitely keep on checking the values 0 0 0, or it will come out. That's it. It won't do anything, because we did not go for the incrementing things. So it is better after system.I, it is better to use I plus plus semicolon. Now it will work. Now as we used two statements, it is better if you go for flower brackets. Fine. So where can I find the flower bracket? Let me check. Just let me check. Okay, where it is? Okay, flower. Okay, now so in between this, it is better to okay, just a moment. So with respect to phone, you should be doing all this circus. If you have the system, you don't have any issues. Directly you can make use of keyboard. Fine. So otherwise you have to go for all this circus. Fine. Now okay, now I have already put this flower bracket. Now you can try to execute this code. Okay, so let us see how exactly it works. Fine. Let us see whether we are going to get the output or whether we are going to get the errors. Fine. See, we got the output. Now see, can you check the output from 0 to 7, again from 0 to 7, because both the loops, whatever the loops, let me minimize this, yeah, both the loops are doing the same concept, same work. We are not changing anything here. For loop has got its own syntax and while loop has got its own syntax. So like this, I request everyone to try out your own code. See, you can go for all the slides, whatever the slides so far I uploaded, use those programs, try to type those programs using your smartphone itself. If you don't have the system, no need to worry at all. As we are a computer science students, we should not rely on one source. Okay, we should never rely on one device. Whatever the device you have, try to make use of it. Fine. That is the only reason why I executed programs using my smartphone. I did not use any system, because even in computer laptop also I have screen capture. I can go for laptops also, but most of you people are watching my videos or watching all or listening to all the classes using your smartphone itself, using YouTube. So it is better if you go for online compilers. You need a active, or I can say you just need an active internet connection in your smartphone. Try to run these programs and you can check, you can write all the programs which I have given in the slides. Try to write all the programs and just try to type those programs using this compiler. Try to run. If you get any error, get back to me using the screenshot. I will give the resolution. Fine. So like this, you can try out the program. So this is the basic program. I just wanted you to introduce you to this particular online thing, or online compiler thing. So if you don't have the JDK installed in your system, or if you finding difficulty to install some softwares, now once the offline class starts, I will say how to install all the softwares. That is a separate part of story. If you have already installed, then it is well and good. If you don't know how to install, then you can go for this online compiler and try to execute the programs. So try to run so many programs. If you get any errors, please get back to me. Okay, so let me wind up here. So just I wanted to show you how exactly you can run. So try to run all the programs, whatever the programs I have included in that particular slides. Just copy paste. If you want to copy paste, you can copy paste. Otherwise you just manually type. It is better, manually type the programs, and I have already explained the concepts, how exactly it is working. Try to do the same concepts in this particular platform also. Try to check, try to run the codes. If you get any errors, you can get back to me. Fine. Yeah, thanks for watching.